Dann machen wir mal beim Story-Modus weiter zur Mission. Okay, wir tun schon navigieren. Müssen wir dann hin? Das ist immer der Hauptteil, Hauptkontrollzone. War ich gar nicht so weit entfernt. Auf geht's. Ins Büro von Hertha.
That's not gonna happen. I'll say it again. I don't care what Runmei said to you, but there's no chance we're shutting down this simulated universe.
Hertha, I've made my decision. Question. What have we invested into this project? Hundreds of system hours, the resources of an entire planet, and the most advanced technology in the entire universe.
Ich habe ein bisschen was dagegen.
And what have we gotten in return? Unknowns, confusion, and a series of errors. In the beginning, we defined the simulated universe as a miniature world that could be used to discover the traces of the eons. But now, it's become something far removed from its original purpose.
The simulated universe is bound to make errors. You said that yourself, and that's exactly what we're experiencing. Why is that a problem all of a sudden?
I adore the vast amount of knowledge, but I cannot accept that the simulated universe remains simply a pending contract waiting to be attended to. Hertha, think about it. How many surprises has this project given you? And how many disappointments has it given you?
The simulated universe never disappointed me. You are what disappoints me, Screwlum. Do you really think of yourself as someone so exceptionally amazing? Right now, you're more like someone from the Nitwit Society.
Was ein Konter, Hertha, was ein Konter.
Hertha, I don't mean to question you, nor do I want to deny the hard work you've put forth for the simulated universe. I just want to give more room for knowledge and inspiration to grow freely.
That's enough.
Hertha ist
Leave
böse.
if you don't want to be part of this. Go tell the other two yourself. Oh, and take your tech with you. I don't need it.
Dang.
I can go find Adrian Taylor, or the red-nosed old man from Epsilon, or even the Intelligentsia Guild. At least they won't quit halfway. Ugh. Screwlum, we've known each other for a long time. This is the first time I feel that you're nothing but a piece of ice-cold metal.
Uh-oh. Na gut. Hat sich ein bisschen verändert. Wo sind deine goldene Rüstung?
My apologies, madam.
Was ist los?
This all started with me. I was the one that brought up the request to end our academic collaboration. Well, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Hertha or the project. The simulated universe is a great experiment, and Hertha is a true genius. However, we have our differences when it comes down to our long-term vision for the future. These differences will often manifest into bias, and bias will get in the way of the formulation of knowledge. Deep down, I want to continue to believe in Hertha. The question is whether one should end a collaboration that no longer holds true to its original intent. From an objective standpoint, I should end it immediately. Are you worried about her mental state?
Den Hertha noch nicht so gut.
Thank you for the humor. It is good for tense moments like these.
Hey.
The emotions of organic life are like tides. It is my fault for not noticing the trajectory of the moon. Let Hertha be alone for a while, so she can calm her emotions. It'll be beneficial for our negotiations later as well.
Die
As for
haben eine
the
gute Auswahl
simulated
getroffen.
universe, if that's the reason you're here, maybe I can help in answering your questions.
Eigentlich nicht. Wir hatten eigentlich einen Hacker auf der Spur.
Search. Bonfire in the depths of the woods. A lone stone sword points to the stars. Punk Lord mentality. That is no ordinary curio, my friend. That is a love letter a galaxy ranger has written for the universe. Young madam, how much do you know about Punk Lord?
Eigentlich nicht wirklich viel.
It is a planet made of data and symbols.
Aber das ist ein
The edges
Planet?
of reality and illusion are blurred in Punk Lord, as are its days and nights.
Gott, das wird ja auch lustig, wenn wir da
An
hinkommen.
ether cartridge is a chip that Punklordian hackers use to edit reality. The ways through which a hacker perceives and modifies the world are recorded on the chip. It's a recording of the hacker's life and proof of their existence. The one on the space station belonged to someone truly legendary. He became a galaxy ranger by accident and spent many long years traveling among the stars. He encountered countless fascinating individuals and saw wonders witnessed by few. Many of the records and details recorded therein are beyond the knowledge of even the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guild. That is why it became part of the masses of calculation data for the simulated universe. Yes, no need to worry, my friend. The cartridge has never left the space station. It's, as I said, it is a very important reference for the simulated universe. That is why its data has been extracted and added to the calculations of the universe model. Herta was probably impulsive and added the cartridge into the simulation without telling anyone, resulting in the item being listed as lost.
Also war es ein falscher Alarm?
I understand your concern. If the individual in question did indeed try to hack into Herta's office, then the simulated universe is undoubtedly her next target.
Die sind ja gar nicht mehr hier.
Please allow me to offer my limited abilities to assist you with your investigation, madam. As you already know, the simulated universe will be shut down temporarily. It will remain shut until Herta and I come to a clear conclusion.
Unsere Belohnungen.
Yes, this is the last chance to investigate the cartridge data. By way of apology for shutting down the simulated universe, I will use my abilities in the universe to provide you with what assistance I can. This is my recommendation. Please take your time to consider it.
Optional. Sprechen wir mal mit Leonard. Nehmen alles mit.
Did you hear that? I was so scared I couldn't utter a single word.
Warum?
The simulated universe? Shut down? That's Madame Herta's biggest project. I can't imagine how mad she'd be if it fell through. Wait, this isn't my fault, is it? If I'd been able to stop the enemy's invasion, would Mr. Screwlum be less pessimistic?
Ich glaube, so einen großen Einfluss hast du nicht so ganz. Wir müssen uns darauf konzentrieren, was vor uns liegt.
You're right. This is terrible. I feel like I'm incapable of doing anything.
Lass es mir.
Beating myself up all the time won't help either. We're here for the cartridge. At the very least, we must try and see this thing through.
Genau.
Having heard what Mr. Screwlum said, you're entering the simulated universe to continue the investigation, aren't you?
Yep.
I'm afraid I won't be able to accompany you. I'll be helping Mr. Screwlum monitor the system's internal data flow from the office. I'm so nervous.
Wieder sind wir die
This is
Leute,
the first
die
time I've been involved in something so big. Anyway,
allein
I'll
machen
be
müssen.
cheering for you.
Danke. Auf geht's.
Well, madam, are you ready?
Jupp. Warte, wir können noch mal mit denen reden. Ich muss
Please
hier etwas fragen.
ask away. I welcome all forms of curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge.
Ich wusste es. Fährst du die Universumssimulation wirklich runter?
Yes, there are other concerns besides those I've mentioned. I believe that the miracles inside the simulated universe have the right to grow and develop organically. The will of others shouldn't be imposed upon it, just like in the actual universe. The more Herta tries, the further she moves away from the universe that she had hoped for. Conclusion. The endless iterations of the simulated universe are wearing down her talents, day by day. I hope to free my dear friend from it. Nevertheless, I must also clarify that this is my opinion alone. You should form your own judgment on Herta, young madam.
Ich dachte aber, das ist nur praktisch nur angezapft. Die haben ja noch ihren eigenen Willen. Wer sind die Galaxy Rangers, die du erwähnt hast?
They are a group that carries a balance scale with them at all times. They believe all the justice in the universe needs to be achieved through individual deeds.
Was ist der Liebesbrief an das Universum?
That was the most suitable way of describing the Galaxy Rangers in my interpretation. They are directed by the path of the hunt and are always accompanied by song and the sound of horns.
Okay, das klingt irgendwie
They
süß.
pursue justice for the individuals and groups they encounter along the way and shower them with splendid wines and poems.
Ja.
However, all stories come to an end, just as they disappeared from the spotlight long ago.
Oh. Erzähl mir mehr über die Hacker von
There
Punklode.
is a group of life forms there that know nothing of fatigue. They are attempting to touch upon the umbilical cord of the truth. They are compiling the languages, thoughts, and even emotions of the entire planet into symbols that even inorganic life forms can understand.
Okay.
You see, in the vast sea of data, life exists only in one form, a line of code. Whether it's a butterfly, a whale, or even you, the length of that line of code dictates the boundaries of what the entity entails.
Gott, da bin ich echt mal gespannt, wie die Welt aussehen wird, wenn wir da hinkommen. Ach so, dann bin ich wohl ein
I've
Schmetterling.
always thought of you that way.
Das ist alles, was ich wissen wollte. Gehen wir
Very
los.
well. Get going we shall.
Yep.
I will be sending you into the simulated universe using an alternative method. It might feel a little different than usual.
Okay.
This will help us quickly locate the cartridge in the vast sea of data. We'll start with this data link. Now, please prepare yourself for a deep dive with your consciousness.
Okay, wir brauchen definitiv... Ich habe kein Quantum. Egal. Oh, ich habe doch ein Quantum. Definitiv sie. Unsere Lady. Und unsere Heilerin. Yay. Verspürst eine Welle der völligen Schwerelosigkeit, durch die du die Beherrschung über deine Gliedmaßen verlierst. In einem Wirrwarr aus Symbolen und Codes erwachst du ruckartig. Das ist die Universum-Simulation.
Young madam, are you all right?
Jupp, mir geht's gut.
You are now inside the data link of the ether cartridge. Look around and tell me what you discover.
Ich sehe die Hackerin.
Hacker? Oh. Conclusion. That is a holographic record that the simulated universe has created. In here, regardless of how large or small, all variables are saved, including outsider traces.
Ja.
You were right. The enemy's invasion has spread to the deepest parts of the simulated universe. They were only a hair away from the ether cartridge's data link. What we are seeing are the projections of what happened in those moments.
Dachte ich mir
Young
schon.
madam, please stay still. Allow me to see what I can do with this record.
Okay.
Hey, you. Why are you staring at me?
Was
I
hast du getan?
initiated the simulation flow. This is just a record of the past. She's not actually talking.
Oh, okay.
Please listen and don't interrupt her. We may be able to find out more of what we need to know.
Okay.
First off, I'm not obsessed with it. On Punklord, the stories of the cartridge are no different from textbooks. I'm not interested in something that everybody already knows about. Secondly, it's not some kind of video game cartridge. It's an ether cartridge. It's the second pair of eyes, second brain, and second heart of the hacker. Do you understand what that actually means? With that cartridge, if a guy went to a movie premiere and bought some mixed popcorn, you'd be able to know the flavor of the fourth kernel he picked out of the bucket. It's truly amazing. Lastly, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not obsessed with it. The reason I'm still rambling about it is to make sure that you know how amazing it really is. Do you get it now, Kafka? Alright, let's get going. We have to move quickly. This place is different from the rest of the space station. We're on Genius Society turf.
It is safe to assume that two people entered the simulated universe. Her and her companion.
Kafka!
Interesting. Let's see what happened next. You are now taking the point of view of the companion.
Oh, okay, wir
She
sind
will react
Kafka.
to your behavior now.
Ui, wir können mit Silberwolf spielen. Wupp. Ah ja, boom. Hab sie gerade voll abgewürgt.
Rules are made to be broken.
Ult brauchten wir jetzt noch nicht, aber okay. Ui. Gucken, was das macht. Keine Ahnung, was das macht. Oh. Das war... Das war ein schneller Kampf.
Fork in the road, huh? I got this. Wanna pick one first? Give your beloved instincts a try.
Ist wirklich noch eine Aufzeichnung?
Yes, this is a visual record. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Wrong choice. The correct answer is the path on the right.
Oh Mann. Ereignis.
Not what we're looking for. It's a bait signal.
Okay.
Why would Herta put something like this inside the simulated universe? Doesn't she find it annoying when she has to find something herself?
Vielleicht macht es damit andere es nicht so schnell finden.
Calculated. Let's try another sector.
Wirklich nicht so gut zu laufen.
She's actually on the correct path. She just needs to continue a little further. I trust that she too will realize this soon.
Ich hoffe nicht.
Indeed. However, objectively speaking, it is almost certain that she will. Stellaron Hunter, Silver Wolf. We fought against one another before. Herta was there as well. She may have mentioned it to you.
Nein. Wenn ich mich recht erinnere, hast du gewonnen. Wenn ich mich recht erinnere, hast du verloren. Wenn ich mich recht erinnere, hat niemand verloren.
It was
Gewonnen.
more like a test than a duel. She would attack, and I would defend. Neither of us gave it our all. She wasn't able to break through my defenses, and I wasn't able to stop her from leaving.
Das Gefühl, dass du dann vielleicht
I never thought our next
Schildcharakter
meeting
sein
would take
wirst.
place under these circumstances. I believe the continuation of our last encounter will soon arrive.
What the? This was the right way all along. Ugh, Herta's got some psychological tactics going on.
Natürlich.
Seems like we can now continue forward.
Ih. Kampf. Warte, kann ich heilen? Nö. Jetzt hier irgendwas nur kaputt machen? Nö.
Oh, back to the space station again. A riddle? Where's the skip button?
Okay, sie hat sogar echt einen Skip-Button gefunden. Wir haben immer noch 3, das brauchen wir nicht.
This is double speed.
Wenn ich ihr Sachen sehe, muss ich mal irgendwie an Treu denken. Ich weiß nicht warum. Also, ich weiß warum im Sinne von, es hat die Game-Zeugs, Mechaniken, Vibe, Geschichte. Also ich glaube, es war ja nicht so gemeint davon.
Rules are made to be broken.
Komm. Danke. Warte, ich habe schon ewig nicht mehr MC gespielt.
Finally, almost there. There's even a miniature Herta over here.
Und heilen.
Eesh. A little narcissistic, isn't she? The whole space station is filled with her face. Portraits, statues, even projections of herself.
Ich habe das Gefühl,
I was
Silberwolf
planning
mag sie
on
nicht so
adding a
ganz.
mustache for her, but the spray didn't work. The entire space station feels like it's made of paper, but her portrait is near indestructible.
She's talking about that portrait in the elevator room, no? Herta commissioned me to design an encryption tool for her. Seems she ended up using it on her portrait.
Er hat gesagt, dass sie fast am Ziel ist.
That's correct. The ether cartridge data is in the next room. Our pursuit is coming to an end.
Ich habe irgendwie ein komisches Gefühl dabei.
Yes, that incongruous feeling has persisted throughout this long pursuit.
Ja, lang würde ich jetzt nicht sagen.
But showed a strong interest in the curios. And just as we found out about the existence of the ether cartridge, she just so happened to show up in the simulated universe. I must admit, this feels less like a chase and more like a chance encounter. I recall a story about Punk Lord. It is said that graffiti is a special kind of symbol there. Hackers see reality as a magnificent game, an attempt to finish the stage we know as life.
Oh, was?
Whether it be for competition or for joy, they leave a trail in the places they visit. One symbol after another link up to become a long, long journey that writes the game of life.
Okay.
And would this ongoing affair not be part of such an endeavor? Perhaps this is all nothing more than a game she's decided to play with us.
Ja, habe ich
In
immer
which
das Gefühl.
case, let us accompany her till the end.
Ja, es klingt irgendwie voll wie so ein Geschichtenerzähler. Hallo. Warte. Nee. Okay, das hier. Hallo. Ich merke, ich habe meine Leute falsch angereiht.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
Ah.
Time for a buzz.
Rules are made to be
Ah,
broken.
komm. Müssen es. 4900.
Look, we
Holy.
found it. The ether cartridge is here, and it's perfectly intact.
Ich glaube, es war einfach nur ein Spiel von ihr, ob sie es erreichen kann.
There is an unwelcome third party here with us. If what we are seeing constitutes past images of Silver Wolf, then for her to have made it this far would have entailed the disappearance of the cartridge. We can only assume that the facts don't align with the theory. I believe that she was indeed able to hack into Herta's office, but she didn't stay there for very long. After all, even the best hacker wouldn't be able to find a specified target in the vast ocean of the simulated universe's data. Unless...
Haben sie jetzt hingeführt.
Unless she had someone to guide her there.
Ach. Natürlich.
You want to explain it to her first? I can see the confusion in her eyes.
The final results are on the display table, young madam. Take a closer look if you wish. We have plenty of time left. I will answer any questions that you may have.
Ha? Fließt also. Ihr habt das alle. Oh, warte. Gehört er dazu?
You've guessed correctly. The person that stands before you is tonight's starring role. She left herself a back door in the office, performed a proxy hack the moment you entered the simulated universe, and found a way to continue alongside us. I must say, she really is a masterful actor. Misdirection is always the most effective method.
Graffitis waren also die Graffitis waren also nur eine Ablenkung.
The graffiti is like a two-way data tunnel. You can use it to retrace the trail she leaves behind, and she can monitor your progress by seeing which pieces of graffiti have disappeared. I fear she may well have had the whole thing planned out before hacking the space station. The graffiti and the back door were all in aid of honing in on just the right moment.
Schlau, schlau, schlau. Ihr habt das also schon von Anfang gewusst?
I'm sorry. Herta forbade me from disclosing any information beforehand. She made clear that knowledge would not be paramount to this operation, but rather the lack of it. However, the way I see it, the most important elements were dedication and sincerity. The actions of Mr.
Der war auch
drew the
dabei?
target right in.
Aber keine weiteren Fragen.
Well then, were you satisfied with this
Kriegen wir
simulated
jetzt noch eine
universe
Universums
journey,
Reisefragenbogen
Miss
oder was?
Silver Wolf?
Ich dachte schon.
Huh. You knew it all along, didn't you? I knew it would be hard to fool you. All that talk you were spouting along the way was meant for me, wasn't it?
It is a joy and an honor to have the opportunity to face off against you once again. Herta said that this cartridge would be able to lure in the biggest fishes in the universe. She was right.
So, the business about shutting down the universe and the argument with Herta was all just an act?
Wir waren
You
echt,
did
sind
all
echt
that to lure
reingelegt
me
worden.
in?
That is up to you to interpret. Herta and I have always been frank with one another. Sharp conversations of that nature happen on a regular basis. It wouldn't be fitting to call it an act. Miss Silverwolf is truly a talented hacker. Not only did she calculate everything ahead of time, she has numerous variables
Hey, das
still
Lächeln.
to play. News of my sudden visit to the space station was probably the only uncontrollable variable in her plan. And with my arrival came the nightmare of shutting down the simulated universe. That would have ruined her plans and all her preparations.
Warum musste sie es riskieren?
You now know everything about this encounter.
Everything? No, no. You're wrong about the most important part. You think I came here out of desperation, but I've been bursting with excitement this whole time. Do you know how happy I was when you showed up, Screwlum? I haven't had the thrill of a formidable opponent in such a long time. The Legion is nothing but a bunch of cavemen, and the IPC were a disappointment. Only the Society has the talent to provide me with a fun challenge.
Oh, God.
Reality is nothing but a game. But what's the point of a game if it can't make you happy? An invitation letter and a challenge letter were sent to me from two geniuses. How could I not accept them? Would you have turned them down?
You're confident you'll be able to get out of this in one piece.
That's right. And I'm bringing this with me.
Ups. Etherkassette?
Oh, a copy. You completed it while we were talking just now.
Why else would I entertain so much small talk? You're not the only one stalling for time. I'm guessing that Herta is hiding in a corner somewhere, trying to pull off a reverse hack from where I hacked in. You, on the other hand, are responsible for taking me head on, just as you did
Warum ist der
last
Zug
time.
noch da?
And I'm looking forward to it. How do you plan on stopping me this time? Are you going to turn the simulated universe into a black box? Or are you going to work with the IPC and put together a cross-galactic encirclement? Screwlum, will I be able to see your true strength this time? The long-awaited result will finally be determined. There will only be one victor today. Please, let me have some fun this time, okay?
My apologies, Miss Silverwolf, but none of what you are hoping for will be happening today. You may leave now.
Huh?
Oh.
Leave? But why? Aren't you trying to catch me? Don't you want to cuff me and exile me on some distant planet?
Your creativity has proven interesting. However, I have nothing to do with your quarrel with the space station. Ergo, I won't stop you.
I'm gonna leave with this cartridge then.
That's just a duplicate. Correction, not only is the one in your possession a duplicate, but so is the one here. The real curio was transferred elsewhere at the very beginning. Conclusion, you may share that data freely.
What if I attack the space station again?
It would have nothing to do with me. But I must warn you, it is likely that someone would step forward to stop you.
Ja.
Then what if I were to destroy the simulated universe right now?
I'm sorry, but that simply isn't possible. Ether editing isn't capable of destroying an entire universe.
What is the point of this then? You guys went out of your way to put together this trap, but don't plan on doing anything at all?
That's right. This way, the game that you so carefully orchestrated is now pointless, is it not? There's no point in a game if it's no longer fun. Silver Wolf, I know what you're after. The IPC's shackles won't be able to hold you, and jail is but another game to you. Herta and I came to an understanding. We will no longer enable you and give you what you need.
How boring.
However, Herta felt that this would be too easy on you, and wanted to add something of her own. And that is why, in this very moment, she has reverse-hacked you and located all your interastral network accounts. A total of 76 accounts. A very impressive number. How would it be if the IPC were to freeze all of them? Including all of your game records.
What? Hey, hold on a minute.
And she logged out. How hasty of her. Games are always fun in the eyes of a child, but to an adult, they are but one among many ways of solving a problem.
Aber mal
It's
wieder
about
wurden
time
wir
we
voll
were on our
ausgenutzt.
way.
Yay. Aber wir wurden mal wieder schön ausgenutzt, ne? Warum werden wir immer so ausgenutzt von allen? Yay. Also eine kleine Vorstellung gefasst, wie Hacker Zerstörung verbreiten, stell sie dir als Leute vor, die Bomben im Cyberspace legen. Die betroffenen Parteien dürfen diese Metapher ziemlich passend finden. Jedes Eindringen in ein System kann zum Meisterstück einer Hacker-Karriere werden. Das Hinterlassen der eigenen Signatur ist zweifelsohne wie eine stolze Unterschrift unter ihrem Werk. Konto erstellt, Spiel lädt, genieße ein Abenteuer in vollen Zügen. So, komm jetzt. EU. EU. Noch 2. Ja. Okay, warte. Sind wir nicht da noch? Nee. Warte. Doch. Da. Hertha. Hi.
A flawless victory. Hope you got a glimpse of Herta's awesomeness, kiddo.
Genau. Wie es von Madame Hertha zu erwarten war.
Make sure you never forget about it. I couldn't care less about what happened with the space station, but I will surely repay the favor tenfold to anyone who dares to taunt me. I already notified someone at the IPC to freeze all her accounts. She's probably crying in front of her computer right now.
Er hat das echt. Er hat das. Das ist, also das ist. Uff. Uff.
Thank you, young madam. Your and Mr. Leonard's contributions were a necessity to our victory.
Ja,
Do
trotzdem.
you have any other questions regarding this incident?
Oh, wieder Fragestunden. Wonach sucht Silberwolf wirklich?
Her ultimate goal was always the ether cartridge, but she developed an alternative objective in challenging Herta and me in the process.
Hey.
All those complicated puzzles and unnecessary ploys. Nothing more than games, I'll wager.
Wird die Raumstation wieder angegriffen werden?
If you are referring to the back doors Silver Wolf left behind, we have cleared out all of them, except for the one in the office. Don't worry. The space station is not as fragile as you think. Whether it's cosmic warfare or the incident that just took place, they're all within Herta's grand plan.
Weiter. Ich möchte noch etwas anderes fragen.
Please, ask away.
Okay, ich hoffe, wir können alles fragen. Wirst du die Universum ohne Universum-Simulation trotzdem runterfahren?
Certainly not.
Gut.
Although
Ich
Madam
mag sie
Herta
zwar
and
nicht
I
so.
have our differences in terms of research direction, the simulated universe is our shared pursuit, and nothing will change that. On the contrary, I plan on staying here for a while to see up close what kind of surprises the new branch of the universe has in store for me.
Was ist der eigentliche Sinn der Existenz des Universums?
There is no one answer to that question, my friend.
Jetzt sind wir
It
nicht mehr
holds a
eine junge
different
Dame, jetzt sind wir my
meaning for everyone.
friend.
To sentimental, organic life forms, it could be the first falling leaf in the change of seasons, or the marks carved onto someone through the passage of time. To the swarm that follows its instincts, it might be the sight of fresh meat in their compound eyes and the restless thirst for sustenance. And for me, perhaps the image of symbols woven together, still able to move the heart. Something great that you call emotions.
Hm.
Of course, I've also heard that the answer is nothing more than a two-digit number.
Das sagen wir nicht 72, 42. Hast du dir schon überlegt, was du Abendessen haben willst?
A medium rare kettle steak,
Ooh.
salt-baked Kalia lemongrass, Herman compound milk, and a portion of fried
Yay.
rice prepared by a certain young man on the station.
Ah, guck mal, du hast noch
All I need is
jemanden
energy.
Großes angezogen mit
The
deiner
form
Kunst.
that energy comes in is the same as it is for you. I would never forsake the delights of the culinary world in the interests of efficiency. Now, it is possible that my joints may need a little lubricant every now and again.
Noch was? Ich möchte noch etwas anderes fragen. Okay, das ist alles.
Well, young madam, our destination may differ, but there are still countless opportunities for our paths to cross. The pursuit of knowledge will always be the best driving force for trailblazing.
Ah. Ich frage mich, ob er dasselbe Zeugs dann hat. Sprich mit Leonard.
So, the reason Madame Herta wanted me to continue the investigation was to lure her out of hiding? That never crossed my mind. Did she know about the traps the hacker left in the space station from the very beginning?
Du warst die beste Person. Wir sind jetzt nicht böse. Du warst die am besten geeignete Person.
She said I did a good job. Can you believe it? I've just been acknowledged by Madame Herta. This is something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Ach, schon süß.
I don't have to worry about being fired anymore.
Ah.
This chapter has come to a conclusion. Come, let us close the final back door.
Leo. Wir haben noch 2. Ich hab das Gefühl, wir haben noch das Gefühl, dass, Wollen wir nochmal mitreden? Was ist? Bin immer noch sehr verwirrt. Nee, okay, das war ein... Ja. Können wir mit ihm nochmal reden? Nein. Okay. Ich glaube, ich weiß nicht, ob das der letzte Krabbel für die ist, aber könnten ja eigentlich auch ein bisschen. Ist zwar nicht ganz drauf, aber du betrachtest das Bild an der Wand, das sich langsam auflöst und verschwindet. Und damit ist alles vorbei. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass alles vorbei ist.
It's all gone. They seriously left nothing behind. They
Das ist voll das schöne Bild.
All right. Stop with the tantrum. You're not a kid anymore.
I am not throwing a tantrum.
Uh-huh. Anyway, what are you gonna do now, huh? Hack an IPC branch nearby and get your accounts back?
If it were just 1 or 2 accounts, sure. I kind of overdid it this time. I lost basically everything. A branch office probably won't be enough. I'm gonna have to make a trip to Pier Point.
What, you're going alone? That's the IPC's headquarters.
Yep, just me. Why? Do you want to come with?
Warte, wir sind in
I
das ist
probably won't
Punklo?
be able to. I'm in Elio's next script. Did you forget?
Oh, right. That story doesn't sound like it fits me. You guys have fun.
Oh?
I hope you have a good time in Pier Point as well.
Don't worry. I've already got an idea. You see that cloud diner just 2 kilometers from here? A few temps from the building material logistics department just stepped in. I'm gonna go and become their friend.
Getting a move on already? I would have thought you'd at least want to spend some time with that cartridge you were obsessing about.
I told you. I'm not obsessed with it. Besides, there's fun to be had along the way.
Sie beginnen durch die kleinen. Warte. Sie beginnen durch die weißen Neonlichter zu rennen, genauso wie sie in jeder Nacht aus ihrer Heimatwelt geflohen war, auf der Sternenjagd. Das Licht der Sterne streckt ihren Schatten und erleuchtet die Geschichte von Punklord, der Verfasser der Legenden, deren Schwüre von den Sternen festgehalten werden. Der ursprüngliche Rollenspieler sagte, beim Spielen geht es um Wachstum. Der ruhige, taktische Strategiespieler sagte, beim Spielen geht es ums Gewinnen. Der rebellische, kollaborative Spieler sagte, beim Spielen geht es um Begegnungen. Der liebevolle, narrative Spieler sagte, beim Spielen geht es um Erinnerungen. Und jetzt die junge, galaktische Abenteuerspielerin sagte,
A game is a game, and that's all there is to it.
na,